Okay, guys. So this is going to be the Hawk total hardness test. Okay, not hard like you're from the streets, but water hardness. Okay, and if we look at that, that's really we're looking at the amount of dissolved calcium and magnesium in our water. We've all heard of hard water, soft water. Now we're going to actually test it. Okay, so again, your manuals. Go into the hardness section. In the back tells you the equipment that you need. Okay, so you can go ahead and collect that ahead of time. Again, with these videos, pause them at any time as we're going through this. If you need them, pause them while we're going through it. Okay, so first thing is it says attach our 0.800 MEDTA solution, right? So that's going to say that here again on our tiny labels. Got to just make sure we're reading those. We want to flush out any excess. So we're going to go ahead and slide our plunger up until it stops. Okay. Then once it stops, we can go ahead and turn our dial. And we can see on the tip there, I won't want to get it too much on my computer, it's starting to flush that air out of there. Okay, and it'll kind of bubble. And you just want to go until it just starts to come out. And then that means it's ready to go, and you're ready to titrate. Okay. So once you have it just ready to titrate, we don't want to forget to go ahead and reset our digital titrator back to 0, okay, because we're looking for that exact amount. Okay, so once you have that, then it says, okay, get 100 milliliters, okay, of your sample water. This is just will be interesting, this is our reverse osmosis deionized water from Mr. Rowland's tanks in there. And then we want to pour it into our clean Erlenmeyer flask, okay. Okay, so there's our sample. Okay, now this next part, it's really important. On the other ones, it says, okay, we want to add 2 drops, right? 2 drops or 6 drops of the solution. We've got to be very careful when we read these because this one says using the 1 milliliter calibrated dropper, add 2 milliliters of hardness buffer, okay? So this is our hardness buffer. And what that means is when we look at here on this dropper, we can see, maybe you can see, ooh, I just dropped some on my computer, that it's graduated, meaning we can measure out exactly 1 milliliter. So that should be one good squeeze. That brings you right up to 1 milliliter, okay? So we want to add 2 milliliters in there. That's 1. Okay, and I got a little extra in there. So I want to make sure I'm only putting in 100 or 1 milliliter. Okay, there we go. 2. Okay. So now I got my 2 milliliters of my hardness buffer. Okay, and then it wants us to add 1 of our Man-Burr 2 pillows, our reagent. Okay, so again, just make sure we're really reading these as we go through. Okay. Okay, and then add that in there. I want to make sure we get all of the contents out of there. That sometimes can be the trickiest part. And then we're going to swirl this around, and we get a nice rosy pink color. Okay, so we want to make sure that gets completely dissolved. So just kind of swirl it. And then now we're ready to begin our titration. So again, with titrations, we're looking for either it to go clear, change colors. So what we want to see with this one is it says we want to keep this, we want to keep titrating until we see this solution go solid blue. So, and stay blue. That's kind of the keys, because you'll see as it gets closer, it'll kind of flash, but then it'll come back to red. Okay, so make sure, again, just double check your titrator's at 0. Okay, and as we do this, okay, we're going to be titrating, and after each drop, once we start to see some color change, we know we're getting a little bit closer. And we just kind of want to swirl it every now and then. Okay, we can start to see some color change. Look at that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we want to make sure with this one we're swirling all the time. There's a nice solid blue. Okay, and that wraps up that test. So now it says, look at your digital display. So our total hardness. is 143. Okay. All right. That's that.